So what's up with all this steel undercarriage? I'm Ben with ConEquip Parts. This is ConEquip 101. We're going to start with the front part of this undercarriage, and that'll be our focus today. We got big old steel front idler wheel with a big old shaft in it and some big old bearings and a big old seal. Those big old things eventually wear out. But the front idler wheel keeps the track in line, but it also helps disperse a little bit of the weight of this whole big machine. Next item we got here, through all this mud, this isn't a brand new machine. You got a brand new machine that looks cleaner than this, it means you ain't got no work. You better go find some and stop watching this video. Got bottom rollers down here, typically held on by 2 bolts on the outside, 2 bolts on the inside with a bracket underneath there. They have single flange rollers, double flange rollers, triple flange rollers, and the purpose of those is to disperse the weight of the steel track across the whole machine. And it also, again, depending on the single, double, or triple flange, will keep the track in line and tracking correctly. The next item up for training here would be the top carrier roller. On this big machine, there's 2 of them. They are single or double flange also. They help keep the track in line. They also help just to carry the track across the whole top part of the machine. Way in the back here, you got a big old sprocket. And these sprockets have to turn all this steel here. Very important to make sure that the teeth are not pointy. It'll make your track fall off. Very important that the bolts are tight, because otherwise it's going to start a little chatter, especially on these big excavators. The next thing is going to be these big old steel pads here. That there's 1, 2, 3 little risers, if you will, on one particular pad. We call these grousers. So this is a grouser pad, this is a track shoe, track pad, couple different names for it. There's a couple pieces on here that we're going to get a close-up on to show you an important questions to ask about a steel track. So as you can see here, this is the whole one track pad. And depending on the size of the machine, you could have 72 for each side, 84 for each side, whatever and however big the machine is. So they have steel tracks. As I pointed out, there's 1, 2, 3 grousers on this particular track pad. Most excavators have at least 2, if not 3. Bulldozers have 1 grouser or 2 grousers because they got to push a lot of stuff, man. Here, how long is this? That is one question. Some machines have different lengths, even though it's the same model. Just depends on some options when they purchase the machine. So how wide is your track pad? Question number 2, how many grousers does your track pad have? There's a certain number of them, and that's also important to make sure that you know the number of each individual pad per machine. We've got to talk to the customer and ask them. Customers, you gotta call us, count. Hopefully you can count at least up to 90. We'll be able to help you out, but that's a very important piece to make sure we get the track length that we need to send you correctly. I know that you're gonna be replacing these track pads. Well, son of a gun, there's 4 bolts on each pad. Okay, so 4 times 75 times 2 is like 300. When you order track pads, any type of undercarriage, you gotta buy the hardware. That's just part of it. You're not gonna salvage these bolts. You're gonna have to take another $600 out and buy new hardware. Believe me, it'll save your sanity. So what are these track pads bolted to? They're bolted to the chain, also known as the rail. So up underneath here, this is the chain or the rail that they call. All the way over, and you can see this is where the track bolt comes down that we were talking about, connects to a nut, and that just holds it to the chain. That's how this whole function works. These pins here will get wore out and they'll start to get sloppy and it's just not good. That's time to change these. You can turn them at times, get a little bit of life out of them, but you got to make sure you stay on that. Otherwise, you're just going to have to replace them. I'm Ben. Thanks for watching this class. This is ConEquip 101.